A web request isn't one step, it's a journey, and every stop has a job. From the moment you hit enter to the row you came for, a dozen systems wake up, in order. Let's walk the whole path. You can call an API and query a database, but have you ever traced the whole path your code rides on? The stops before your code runs, and the ones after it returns? That's working knowledge. So let's draw it. Your code runs one thing at a time, on one stack. Push a function, it runs, it pops off. But some work can't run yet. It queues. Promises jump the line. Timers wait at the back. That's why one log lands before another, every single time. You type a domain, and the browser asks where it lives. The answer is an address, a number. Finding it means bouncing through a few resolvers out on the internet. Sounds instant, but on a cold start, you're waiting. That's why the answer gets cached everywhere, so the browser never has to ask twice. Encryption is the easy part. The hard part is knowing it's really them. So the server presents a certificate, signed by an authority your browser already trusts. Then both sides agree on a secret key, and everything after is scrambled with it. Let one insecure asset slip in, and the proof is void. That's mixed content. A raw request is just bytes on a wire. Something has to receive them, parse them, and decide what they mean. That's the runtime, the part listening before any of your code is involved. Drop the framework, and all of this becomes yours to build and maintain. Now the framework goes to work. It matches the request to a route, runs the middleware in order, logging, parsing, auth checks, and only then calls your handler. Throw in middleware, and the handler never even sees the request. The handler is your domain. Everything around it is the framework's insurance. Auth answers two questions. Who are you, and who says so? A session means the server remembers you. A token means you carry signed proof. A JWT means that proof verifies itself. OAuth means a third party vouches for you. The trap is reaching for JWT for a login, because a JWT can't be revoked. And logging someone out is the one thing a login has to do. Say you need a user and their posts. REST gives you endpoints, sometimes too much data, sometimes too little. GraphQL gives you one endpoint and lets the client ask for exactly what it needs. gRPC goes binary, compact and fast, built for your own services talking to each other. Same data, 3 contracts, and the caller decides which fits, not the trend. Before the request reaches the database, the cache gets first say. Browser, CDN, app, even the database's own indexes. A hit short-circuits the whole journey, but cache something stale, and everything downstream reads stale. Storing it was never the hard part. Knowing when it's wrong is. Cache close to the reader, invalidate close to the writer. And finally, the destination. The row you came all this way for. But there isn't one kind of database. There are many. 6 shapes come up again and again. Relational for joins, document for shifting shapes, time series for events, vector for similarity, ledger for an audit trail, warehouse for analytics. Pick for the shape. And when 2 requests touch the same row at once, wrap them in a transaction, or the money quietly vanishes. Then the answer travels all the way back, and the page paints. But the journey doesn't end at one reply. How does the app find out when something changes again? Polling asks over and over. Webhooks let the server call you the moment it happens. WebSockets open a pipe, both ways. Pick by the shape of the update. 10 stops. Browser to database and back. Each one is its own episode this season. One stop, one Monday, one new skill, until the whole path lights up. New episode every Monday. Working knowledge from a developer building in public.